A little more confident now. You stand under a street lamp, the light falls on your face, highlighting the tiredness, but you don't notice it. Cars stop more often. You're learning to say the price. Learning not to falter. Learning not to listen. A week in, and you already know the rules. Don't get into a car without a plate number, don't work alone. Money up front, always up front. If someone haggles too long, walk away. If there's more than one person in the car, think twice. If there's a smell of booze, be ready for trouble. The bumblebee shows up. Short haircut, a scar over his brow, eyes calm like someone who's already seen it all. He approaches quietly. You're working. You nod. He names a sum. You hand over a part. 2 out of 10. He says. Now you're under us. This isn't protection, it's bookkeeping. The cops arrive a couple of days later. An old car, doors slamming like coffin lids. One gets out, straightens his jacket, looks at you all like merchandise. Got papers? You stay silent. He smiles. Well then, we pay. You hand over the money. He tucks it away without counting. Work carefully. His voice is calm, almost caring. You understand this is also part of the system. You move into a dormitory. A room for 4. The beds creak, the mattresses are sagging. Wallpaper with flowers long since faded. The smell, a mix of perfume, sweat, cigarettes, and food. In the corner stands a kettle that sometimes works. There's an endless line in the kitchen. Pots clatter, water trickles thin. You sleep in your clothes, wake up to other people's conversations, to coughing, to phone calls. The casino comes later. Nastia takes you there one evening. Heavy doors, a guard watching coldly. Inside it's warm, the carpet muffles sound, the light is soft but tires the eyes. The roulette ball clatters. Fast, nervous. Men sit at the tables, chips and glasses of ice in front of them. You stand at the bar, feeling eyes on you. Different money here. Different rules here. An hour, $100. A night, $300. Sometimes more, sometimes less. You learn to hold your back straight, to smile without smiling, to speak briefly. The bartender pours you water. You drink slowly, so your hands won't shake. The speed test becomes routine. A clinic, white walls, the smell of bleach. The line is silent. You sit, feeling the cold plastic under your feet. A nurse draws blood. The needle goes in, a short prick. You watch a dark thread fill the vial. One thought in your head, get through more. 7 days of waiting. At night you lie on the creaking bed. You stare at the ceiling, listen to someone breathing nearby. You count breaths. 1, 2, 3. The result is negative. You exhale. But not for long. You're fully inside the system now. The day splits into shifts. Evening, the highway. Night, the casino or house calls. Morning, sleep. Daytime, the clinic, a shower, a short conversation. The money comes. $50, $100, $200 a night. Sometimes more. Sometimes, 0. You're not a newcomer anymore. You're part of the machine. They know you, you know them. And this is only the beginning. You're drawn into the rhythm like into cold water. At first it takes your breath away, then you get used to it. Your legs carry you to the road on their own. Your eyes read the cars on their own. You no longer stand like a rookie. You choose your spot. Where the light falls just right, where you can step back and vanish into the dark. Where there's somewhere to run. Nastia teaches you without wasting words. Look at the hands, she says. Hands don't lie. You watch. The ones with clean fingers, even nails, they pay. The ones with scraped knuckles, dirt under the nails, better not to get in. Listen to how they talk, she says. You listen. Whoever speaks quietly is more dangerous. Whoever shouts is predictable. You memorize it. The bumblebee draws you in deeper. The spot is divided, he says. These are your hours, those are someone else's. You learn that every road has an owner. Every owner has his people. The percentages are simple. 2 out of 10, for the roof. 1 more, into the common fund. If you argue, you don't work. If you don't work, you don't eat. All fair by their logic. The cops become part of the scenery. You already know who's coming and when. A blue Lada Niva. 2 men. One stays silent, the other smiles. How's it going, he asks. You answer. We're working. He nods. The money disappears into his pocket. No receipts. No conversation. It's called a tax. The word sounds almost official. The casino opens another side. There, the money doesn't smell, but it's louder. You stand at the bar, feeling eyes on you. A man in a suit nods. You walk over. He speaks. An hour. You name your price. $100. He doesn't haggle. You go upstairs. The carpet is soft, footsteps unheard. The door closes quietly. It's warm inside. Too warm. You learn to do everything fast, with no wasted movement. You start to understand the system of house calls. Kalima, the driver, thin, with permanently narrowed eyes, calls briefly. Come out. You go down. Today the car is old, smells of gasoline and tobacco. He doesn't talk. He drives to the addresses. An apartment, a stairwell, an elevator that creaks. A door opened on the chain. You go in, work, leave. Money in your pocket. Kalima drives you back. He takes a fixed sum, 500 rubles a night. Everything's clear-cut. You learn to count. There are always numbers in your head. Today, 8 clients. 50, 50, 70, 100, 100, 30, 50, 40. You count fast, without paper. Part goes to the bumblebee, part to the cops, part to housing. What's left is yours. Sometimes a lot is left, sometimes almost nothing. You learn to keep your face still. A smile without warmth, a gaze past people, an even voice. If a client starts saying too much, you switch off. You look at the wall, at the curtains, at the stain on the ceiling. You're not here. You're just a body that works. The speed tests become more frequent, once every 3 months. Sometimes more often, if something's gone wrong. You're no longer afraid of the needle, you're afraid of the weight. 7 days feel like 7 years. You live through those days more carefully. Fewer clients, more pauses. But then everything comes back. An upswing arrives unnoticed. You get regulars. Seryoga, a coat, clean hands, pays without a word. $200 a night, sometimes more. He doesn't ask questions, you don't either. It's the perfect deal. Another one. Gina, bald, with a gold chain, laughs loudly. He pays generously but likes to talk. You listen, nod, don't remember. He leaves tips. $20 to $30. Pocket change for him. A day's living for you. The money starts to pile up. $100 becomes $200. $200 becomes $500. You buy things. A jacket, leather, heavy, smelling of new. Boots, $120. A bag, makeup. You look at yourself in the mirror and see a different version. Cleaner, more expensive. But inside, still the same. You move into your own room. Not an apartment, but no longer the dorm. The walls are more even, the smells fainter. The bed doesn't creak as loudly. You have your own kettle, your own closet. It feels like luxury. You close the door and for the first time feel like there's a place no one touches. The bumblebee changes his tone. You're growing, he says. You nod. He raises the percentage. Now 3 out of 10. The risks, he says. You don't argue. You know arguing means leaving the game. And outside the game, cold. The cops start greeting you by name. It's a bad sign, but you understand that only later. For now it feels convenient. How's it going? Asks the one who smiles. Fine, you answer. He nods. The money leaves faster, but without extra questions. You start choosing your clients. You turn away the ones you don't like. It gives a feeling of control. False, but pleasant. You feel like you can say no. Sometimes it saves you, sometimes it doesn't. The nights grow longer. Alcohol becomes a habit. At first just a little, to warm up. Then more, to feel nothing. Whiskey at the casino, vodka in the kitchen, beer on the highway. The taste doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that inside grows quieter. Your body still holds up, for now. Your skin is still smooth. Your hair still shines. Your eyes are still alive. You look at the new girls and see yourself. They stand there, trembling, not knowing what to do with their hands. You already know everything. Or so it seems. The money keeps coming. $400 to $500 a week, sometimes more. You count it at home, on the bed. You lay out the bills, wrap them with a rubber band, hide them. This is your security. Made of paper. You walk into stores and don't look at the prices. You buy food you couldn't afford before. Meat, fruit, sweets. You eat slowly, tasting it. It's a small victory. At the casino you're already recognized. The bartender nods. The guard no longer eyes you with suspicion. You become part of the decor. Like the tables, like the light, like the sound of the roulette wheel. You think you found balance. There's money, work goes on, the dangers are manageable. You get used to this feeling. It's deceptive. Because the price starts next. The price doesn't come all at once. It seeps in like cold through a crack. Small things at first, easy to overlook. You wake up with a cough. Dry, short. You think you caught a cold. You drink hot tea, light a cigarette, go outside, work. Nastia disappears for a couple of days. Then comes back. Her face is different. A bruise under her eye, a split lip, marks of fingers on her neck. She laughs as usual, but the laugh breaks halfway through. You ask with your eyes. She says a client got out of hand. That's all, nothing more. You nod. That's how it is here, you don't dig. A week later they find her in a stairwell. 3rd floor. A light bulb flickers, the light cuts the eyes. She lies on her side, hair disheveled, blood already darkened, soaked into the concrete. The smell of iron, thick, heavy. A neighbor stands nearby, whispering. There was noise at night. The bumblebee comes, looks, jaw clenched. He says quietly, taken care of. You stand there and feel the cold rising from your feet to your chest. Emptiness inside. You can't even cry. After Nastia, the spot changes. New girls, unfamiliar faces, the same eyes. You grow older inside. You react faster, speak harder, trust less. But that's not protection, just a delay. Seryoga stops coming. He doesn't call once, then a second time, then a week of silence. At the casino they say half a word. He's been shut down. You don't ask where. The word, shut down, here is like a full stop. He was, now he's not. With him goes your steady money. What's left is random. One of them is young, jittery, hands shaking. You feel it right away. The car smells of sweat and cheap cologne. He talks fast, stumbles. You name a price. He nods. Then it all goes wrong. He starts pressing, grabbing, raising his voice. You speak calmly. He doesn't hear it. The blow comes hard and sudden. Your cheek burns. Your ears ring. You taste blood, thick, warm. He laughs. You stay silent. That's a rule too. Another speed test. The same clinic, the same walls. But now you sit differently. Back tense, fingers clenched. The line seems longer, or does it just seem that way? A nurse draws blood. You look away, not at the vial. At the wall, at a crack in the paint. The result isn't immediate. You're asked to come back again. The word, again, sounds bad. You go outside. The cold air cuts your lungs. You light a cigarette, your hands shake. Your head is empty. When they say, the result, at first you don't understand. The word is short, positive. It doesn't register. You ask again with your eyes. The nurse repeats it. Same voice, same tone. As if talking about the weather. You walk out and keep walking. You don't know where. Your legs carry you to the road on their own. Cars go by, headlights shine. Everything as usual. Only something inside has switched off. You keep working. Not because you want to. Because you have to. Money isn't cancelled by a diagnosis. The bumblebee doesn't say, rest. The cops don't say, hang in there. The system doesn't know the word, stop. The cough gets worse. Now it's deep. It tears at your chest from inside. In the morning, blood in the sink. Bright, with bubbles. You look at it calmly. It's already part of you. Your temperature stays at 38 to 39. Your body aches. Your bones throb. Your skin is hot, clammy. You swallow pills, don't remember their names. Wash them down with tap water. The taste of iron on your tongue. Kalima vanishes, just stops calling. Then someone says, found in the car. Engine running. Doors closed. You listen and don't react. Death becomes background noise. Like the sound of an elevator. The cops come more often. Check up, they say. You stand facing the wall. The plaster is cold, rough. Your forehead presses against it. Hands behind your back. One rifles through your bag. Finds money. For the record, he says. You know there will be no record. The money disappears. You stay silent. The bumblebee raises the percentage. The risks have gone up. Now 3 out of 10. Sometimes 4. You count what's left. Not much. But you keep working anyway. Alcohol becomes normal. Without it, hard. With it too, but different. Whiskey burns, then gives warmth. Vodka blurs the edges. You drink before work. After. In between. It's not a choice. It's the background now. Your body breaks down faster. Weight drops. Your cheeks hollow. Your skin turns thin, gray. Bruises appear at the lightest touch. Your hair dulls. Your teeth ache. You chew on one side only. One night breaks what's left. A car with no plates. You can tell right away. But you're tired. You get in. 2 men inside. One silent, the other laughing. A smell. Sweat, tobacco, cheap cologne. The doors shut. Click. You feel everything inside clench. They don't haggle. They don't ask. They just take. You say, money. They laugh. Everything happens fast and dirty. Rough hands. Sharp pain. You try to push back. It doesn't work. Not enough air. When it's over, they shove you out. You hit the asphalt. It's cold, rough. Your cheek sticks to it. The taste of blood and dust in your mouth. The headlights pull away. The engine noise fades. Silence remains. You lie there. You count breaths. 1, 2, 3. Each one an effort. Cold rises through your body. Your hands stop obeying. Your legs too. They find you in the morning. A man with a bag stops. Looks. He says, hey. No answer. He steps closer. Alive? The word hangs in the air. He pulls out his phone. The ambulance arrives slowly. The doors open, a stretcher slides out. They lift you onto it. The straps are cold, stiff. Side the ambulance, it smells of medicine and rubber. The siren wails. You stare at the ceiling. White, dirty, stained. In the hospital the light cuts your eyes. A ward with 6 beds. Someone coughs. Someone moans. You lie by the window. The glass is fogged. Fingerprints on it. You breathe heavily. Every breath is work. At some point your breathing falters. Then it stops. No sound. A nurse comes over. Looks. Writes something in the log. Closes your eyes. Another version. You don't make it to the hospital. Or you die later of pneumonia, of exhaustion. Or you end up in a detention cell for a couple of months and come out with no strength left to work. Different roads. One ending. You lived 23 years. 4 of them in the work. About a year in hospitals. Around $50,000 and 300,000 rubles passed through your hands. Nothing left. In your pocket on the day you died, 40 rubles, a lighter, lipstick with no cap. Your body. HIV. Chronic pneumonia. Scars on your thighs and under your ribs. A missing tooth. Weight 10 kilograms under normal. Gray skin. Empty eyes. Relationships. 0 marriages. 0 children. A couple of acquaintances. 1 person came to the funeral from your past. The rest were busy. The myth says, fast money. Beautiful cars. Freedom. Casinos. A Mercedes. An easy life. The reality. The cold of the highway. Rooms. Strangers' hands. A regular tax. A line for blood tests. An ending with no witnesses. The city doesn't remember names, it remembers routes. The highway. The casino. The dorm. The hospital. The morgue. You went through all of them. It could have been different. The same room. The same cold. Work for pennies. A slow life. Less money. More time. But that's no longer your version. Subscribe. Here we show how it all ends. In the next episode, you're the person who thought they could outsmart the system, and became part of it instead.